Thank you for stopping by, my movie peeps. Let's talk about some movie news. Some of the things we'll be discussing here today, guys, is it looks like Disney is going to bring Power Rangers back to life. We got the first little teaser for the Toxic Avenger. Is it too weird? And my goodness, have the heavens saved us all? Coyote vs. ACME might actually get released. We're gonna be diving into that along with so much more. So you guys know the drill. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's jump into the first story. And well, the first thing I want to discuss here with you guys is we got the trailer for a horror movie by Neon titled Together. And for a lot of you out there, you might have heard me talk about this movie and really hype it up because I got to see it not that long ago at South by Southwest, a film festival where Neon personally invited me. I knew absolutely nothing about the movie. All I knew is it starred Dave Franco, Alison Brie, this photo to go along with it. And what I ended up getting is right now one of my favorite horror movies of this year. It is really well done. I did wonder if my experience of the movie worked so well because I went in completely blind, but thankfully the trailer they released really doesn't give away at all what the movie's actually about. Also, I'll even say it's so funny having seen the movie and now looking at the way they're choosing to market it. I think they're going with a little bit of the wrong tone. The trailer has this really quiet, elegant vibe, and it kind of gives you the sense that it's going to be a pretty serious or maybe profound movie when it's not really that at all. But hey, props to Neon for not ruining some of the cool things that happen in this movie. All I'll say is it's a movie with a lot of crazy body horror, several gross out moments, but it's also actually very funny without sacrificing on that horror element. It's a pretty enjoyable movie. Comes out August 1st. What did you guys think about the trailer for Together? And now another trailer I kind of been anticipating and wondering how they will go about marketing it, the Toxic Avenger. And again, the reason I've been really interested to see how they go about marketing this movie is because that's kind of one of the reasons this movie almost never got released. It premiered 2 years ago at a film festival where it does have really good reviews, but no studio wanted to buy or take a chance on the movie because it's extremely graphic. And studios were just worried that if they bought the movie, they wouldn't figure out how to market it and get a profit from it. And after looking at the trailer, I can see why. Let me just play you this.
Welcome to Miss Me. Come try our ultimate challenge.
The big cock.
Bring the family, bring the kids, bring the granny.
Bring the whole family, little Jimmy, little Susie, and get yourself the cock sandwich. Huh? I am still, though, so excited to see this movie in its entirety, and I am going to be going back and watching some of the original Toxic Avenger movies and possibly doing like a review recap video for you guys to also prepare you. But from what I remember watching of those movies as a kid, it seems like they're staying in line to the Troma way, keeping it graphic, gory, and very inappropriate. So I'm in for the Toxic Avenger. What about you guys? Next up, Daredevil Born Again is still happening week to week. I'm loving seeing the reactions to people online. I know there's still some people that don't exactly love what Marvel is now doing with Daredevil, but episode by episode, I'm seeing more and more people turn around and really love it. And well, we just had Punisher show up in the most recent one, and this has led Jon Bernthal to mention some things I find kind of surprising about what Marvel was going to do with the Punisher. We have it here that Jon Bernthal reveals that he walked away from starring in the OG version of Daredevil Born Again after not liking the character's direction. I didn't see the version of Frank. What they wanted from Frank didn't really make sense to me, and I thought would not appeal to the fans. And while that is honestly so surprising to hear that the original version of this show, because don't forget, before Marvel finally decided to make it officially season 4 to the Netflix Daredevil, they had kind of a soft reboot idea for these characters, and Jon Bernthal was so unhappy with what they were going to do with the Punisher that he was just gonna walk away and be like, I'm done. That's crazy. The only thing I can imagine is he was a very toned down Punisher, probably not very violent or even killing the way the Punisher tends to do. And I know in the most recent episode you just got, there wasn't a lot of Punisher doing what he does. You will get that later on in the show as someone who has seen all 9 episodes, and when it happens, man, is it glorious. But just to think the stuff he does later on this season that he was almost not going to do at all, Shame on you, Disney. What were you thinking? Let the Punisher be punishing. And now even hearing that Jon Bernthal is that passionate and understanding to what the Punisher character is really like, this makes me more excited for when he said this. Jon Bernthal reveals he pitched the Punisher special to Marvel, which will show the visceral, psychology, complex, unforgiving, no-holds-barred version of Frank. Nothing is easy, and all violence has a cost. We're going to see that cost. Okay, buddy, oh boy, I'm just glad. I really wanted another Punisher show for him to continue on, especially with that Disney money. But if we're not getting that, at least we're getting a special. And now knowing Jon Bernthal is this set on making sure the Punisher stays the Punisher, I'm happy. How are you guys feeling about these comments on the Punisher, and also your thoughts on Daredevil Born Again? You enjoying the show? And well, since we're on the topic of Disney and their TV shows, we just got some pretty breaking news that's making a lot of Power Ranger fans go crazy. It got revealed here by The Wrap that Disney is going to be making a live-action Power Rangers show for Disney Plus. Now, I think this is interesting for a couple of reasons. Hasbro, who currently own the rights of the Power Rangers, they've been trying to get new shows and a movie reboot made for the Power Rangers. They had that deal with Netflix, and then for some reason, that fell through and it didn't end up happening. And while as of right now, we're not promised a reboot movie, I think a live action Disney Plus Power Rangers show is probably the first step in that cinematic universe. I've said it before, I'm not the biggest Power Ranger fan. I remember watching a couple of shows and a movie here and there, but I never super connected with it the way other people have. Still though, I was someone that really thought the Power Rangers reboot of 2017 was underrated, and I wish we got a sequel to that. I do think the idea of Disney Plus, and like I said, that Disney money on streaming where they now make TV shows look to the standards of big budget movies, that could be pretty exciting for Power Ranger fans. They've always been known for having this kind of low budget, almost goofy at times choreography and style, but hey, I know the fans love that. To now think that we could get something that maybe resembles the 2017 movie, but in TV show form? Oh, how would you not be excited for that? Who needs your movie? You're gonna get that movie quality in show form now. The only other detail that we got about this is that the showrunners for the Percy Jackson and the Olympian show on Disney Plus, Jonathan E. Steinberg and Dan Schultz, are the showrunners for this Power Rangers show. So, you know, I don't know if that exactly makes me over the moon excited, because although I like the Percy Jackson Disney Plus show, I wasn't crazy about it. But I guess it also comes down to the idea they have down for Power Rangers. So, you know what? I'm excited for the Power Ranger fans. I hope this goes good. It's at least another Disney Plus show that isn't Marvel or Star Wars that I would genuinely consider watching, and I think that's a bonus for their service. How are you guys feeling on Disney making a live-action Power Rangers show? And zooey mama, this next story brightened up my entire week. Out of nowhere, it got revealed here today by Deadline that Warner Brothers is negotiating big sell of shelved Coyote vs. ACME movie. In the article, they note here that Gareth West distributor financer Ketchup Entertainment is negotiating an all-rights acquisition in the $50 million range for the animated live-action hybrid project. Ketchup last year rescued the same studios the day the Earth blew up, a Looney Tunes movie. Ketchup Entertainment, you have me as a loyal fan, and whatever you release, I am yours. This is awesome. Okay, let's back up a little bit. So yes, this is the same studio that bought the 2D animated Looney Tunes movie from Warner Brothers, Looney Tunes The Day the Earth Blew Up. I have a review of that on my channel, but to summarize it, it's actually a very pleasant, super enjoyable movie, and I highly, highly recommend you check it out if it's playing in your theater. It's not just an okay movie, it's genuinely a great, funny movie that'll make you laugh. And although it didn't have the biggest box office performance, it looks like it did good enough that Ketchup Entertainment wants to invest even more into the Looney Tunes brand and purchase Coyote vs. ACME for $50 million. That was always the biggest problem that Warner Brothers was having. So it was said Coyote vs. ACME would gain them a $35 million tax break if they just shelved it and never showed it to anybody. And with that kind of price tag being known to the world, whenever Netflix, Apple, or any other studio tried coming to Warner Brothers to offer them money, they knew how much they would earn from the tax break, so they didn't offer them much more. Like, they probably offered them 40 million, 50 million, but Warner Brothers at the time was like dead set on no, give us 75 million. greedy little fools over there at Warner Brothers. And because of that huge price tag, every studio backed off because they were realistic. Looney Tunes isn't a billion-dollar making movie franchise, but they still have a very dedicated, loyal fan base that will show up. And it's just so cool that Ketchup Entertainment is gonna take the risks. Now, it should also be said, it's not a done deal. It's still in progress. Tomorrow we can find out deal didn't go through and movie's still never coming out. But I'm having big faith. This is finally it. We are gonna get this movie. It is saved. And once it's official and it's coming out, we are pushing for the biggest marketing campaign, us as fans, to get Ketchup Entertainment not only their money back, but to show to Warner Brothers, you missed out and you should have put this thing out yourself. It's gonna be kind of hard to do because Ketchup Entertainment is unfortunately a small studio, and we saw they didn't really push for the biggest marketing budget on the 2D animated Looney Tunes movie. Almost nobody knew that movie was coming out outside of the movie space. So many comments I was getting about, I didn't know this movie was a thing. I had no idea this movie was happening. So that does scare me that even if they get this movie, it could bomb because they just don't have the marketing budget. But that's where we come in. All right, we go outside, we knock on neighbors' doors, we talk to little infants and say, watch Coyote vs. ACME, little one. You'll like it. And if you go to jail, it'll be worth it because the movie will have one more customer. So I'm happy and giddy. Please let this deal go through. Please let me see this movie. I tossed it off to you guys. It's been a long journey with Coyote vs. ACME. Do you think the deal's gonna go through? And realistically, do you think they could make their money back on $50 million? Anyways, that is all movie news we currently have going on right now. I want to thank you so much for taking time out of the day to watch me talk some movie news. Don't be forgetting to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Follow me on Twitter at 3C Films or on TikTok at 3C Films. But as always, I'm Chris. Take care.